Hi, welcome back, or welcome to Papercraft Possibilities. This is Susan. Today I want to go over a couple things. I was recently at a retreat in Texas, meeting with some of my fellow scrapbooker-uppers from Stampin' Up! And I started a couple pages there, and I finished them once I got back to my studio, so I wanted to share with you some of those. So if it helps you with some of the Christmas collections that are out, that would be fantastic. So this is a page I created that's for a holiday snow, but if you look at the collection, I believe it's Sentimental Christmas. I think that's it. Anyways, the flip side of it's this blue color, and I thought it's a blue and it's the pool party color here, which is this right here. And I thought it would be perfect for some snow pictures. So this particular year, we got some unexpected snow, which is kind of unusual for this area. So I took some pictures here and documented them and put my journaling in here in a flip flap. And so what will happen is I will cut a piece in my sheet protector. So this will then be on the outside. And then I've put some fake snow in here. And I use this product quite a bit in the winter. I'll do a link for you down below for my Amazon store. And when you use that, I appreciate it. But this is great, like if you're doing a Santa's beard or a Santa's fur, the part of his hat. Sometimes I'll use this on some rabbits during spring season. So it's a good thing to keep on hand. And it's kind of like a drywall texture, if you can see that. And it does take, usually if I put it on, I'll leave it on overnight and let it set up before I do anything with the page. But in my sheet protectors and when everything's kind of squished down in your albums, I don't have any problem with it deteriorating. So anyways, so that's what I've used on that collection and pretty happy with how that turned out. And then my next page is here. And because I kept getting off screen, let me back up for a minute. You'll see these white pieces of tape I've put here. I'm trying to remind myself to stay in that screen size so I don't get off and I get excited about my pages and then everything goes off screen. So hopefully that's not too annoying to you, but that's why I'm doing it. So this, again, I think is the Sentimental Christmas. Don't hold me to that. I don't have it in front of me. But I will put all the links down below for these collections. This was a year that Santa Claus came to visit the grandchildren, and it was a pretty special time. And that's actually the time that I had gotten my cameo to for my Cricut cutting. I think, was this? Anyways, that was one of the time I got one of my machines for cutting and some little munchkins that are important in our lives. And I think it's really happy. It's really Christmassy, but not over the top for me. Anyways, I really enjoyed making this page, brought back a lot of really nice memories. And you know, Santa and I have a special relationship. Wink, wink. So on to what we're going to do today. Today I'm going to use this collection, and I think I've mentioned it to you before, but this is how I keep, let me get rid of this glare, how I keep all of my collections anymore from Stampin' Up! Or anyone actually, any other companies. The name of the company goes here, and this is just the packaging that comes with, I got snow on my fingers. I use the cardboard that comes with my collections when they arrive from the company. And as I get scraps, I will put a piece of the scrap here. And so I know what is in here and I don't mess around with pulling my sheets in and out all the time. So I'm not ruining them. And here you have all of the colors that coordinate with this particular collection. And they're listed in the catalogs too, but I like to have it right here. So I don't have to keep going through all my papers to find the right color. And I tend to be an overthinker. So here it eliminates a lot of that. Like, here are the colors, see if they work for you. Well, they will work for you because these colors are all in these papers. Then down here, I will put down, like, this also had a vellum collection, which is right here. So I put the sticker there. And then there was some gold mercury vellum, which I included, and I put that in here. So that's how I keep the collection. And then today, What I think I'm going to be doing is, let me see if I can fan these out. I'm hoping to use these papers in this collection on my double page layout today. Let me fan these out for you. So you can see I've kind of used one already. Let me see if I can hold these up closer for you. There's some foil in here, and I'll turn this over. And we have some more foil. This is like a diamond print in there. And I believe this is still available. And you can use this any time of year. And this happens to be my favorite collection from the year. I happen to be a real, I like traditional papers. I like, anyways, I like stripes, I like plaids. And if there's anything like a gingham, such as a print like this, I'm all in it. I'm gone. I have to have it. So that's what we're going to use today. So let me get started. I'm going to run that intro. I'll get my crafting table set up and we'll be right back. And we're back. These are just 3 of the photos that I'm going to record today. These were some pictures of some family members that I wanted to document, and I thought the pictures went really well with these papers. So now I'm going to decide which papers I want to use. I do know that as a base, I want to use my French vanilla. Just a little bit of a warmer tone instead of such a stark white. And that's where I want to start, just trying to get these squared up. Now I need to determine, of these papers that I had shown to you earlier, what I want to use. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, I want to use this one, and I think that goes really well. I think this is just a little too much. It's a little too bold for these photos. So I'm going to pull back on that one, but let me see what the reverse side looks like. Oh, of course, we've got to use that. That's a given. Again, I think this is a little too much, but I do like the texture that this adds. Maybe just a little bit of that. This one I think I'm going to hold off on. That's a little bit too much glitz, I think. And definitely that one. I think those go really well together, and I'll use this one just in small doses maybe. And then maybe I'll bring in some more gold here. If you can see that, it has some gold foiling on it. And I think that's just enough for this page, where something like this might just be a little too much. We'll see how that goes. So let me do that. I think we're decided on that. And then I think I wanted to make kind of a fake snowbank or mountain bank down here. And these are the stamps I'm hoping to use. This is actually one from close to my heart called Snowflakes. I just like this set. I think there's probably something else in Stampin' Up! If you don't have anything. I'll see if I can find it and link something down below, but I like this one. Decorative trees, this one, this set is so great. Look at all of the dies that you get with this. So, and then not to mention the stamps that go with it. So, I think I'll be using that. And I think I'm going to throw in, just for a little bit of humor, this reindeer collection. So let me do some searching for the right color of paper for the bottom of here, and I'll be right back. All right. Right when I thought, I didn't want to do too much gold, I found this, and this is a vellum paper. I'm going to use this, but in a different way. Let me pull my pictures off to the side. Let me pull the paper here that I know I'm going to use. And what I'm going to do with this paper, interestingly enough, is I'm going to flip it over. And I think it kind of gives an interesting texture. And it almost looks like snow. So I know some people out there are probably having, the big one, thinking that I'm using this vellum, beautiful gold paper, and I'm flipping it over, but it's working for me. And then what I've done is I've done some ripping of some papers for the bottom of these pages. And let me see, I kind of had them laid out. I think this is toffee color from Close to My Heart. And then this is Early Espresso from Stampin' Up. Okay, let me see. It's hard to remember once you have this. I have pulled it away. Let me see what this looks like here. I think that'll work. And let me pull out a piece of scrap paper, and I want to show you how we did this ripping, because it's a little bit different with, oh, this isn't toffee then. This has to be a Stampin' Up paper. Anyways, this has a white core and this one doesn't have a white core. Obviously you can see when you rip these. Hold on just a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and work with a scrap piece of paper here. When you're ripping something to do this type of treatment, you want to remember to rip towards you and not away from you, and you'll have more control. So like if I want to go down, I want to go up, that kind of thing. And then obviously if you want a white edge like I've done here, you're going to want to use a white core paper. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that like that. And now I'm going to bring in the paper or the pictures that I've cut out. Now I've used this one paper here, and this is the reverse side of it. And I'm using 3 4x6 pictures. And I've done a larger of the cherry cobbler paper, which is our red toned or burgundy toned paper, just to kind of pop off the page, and it kind of picks up the colors that they're wearing in the photos. So let's pull one more picture. And I think I want to keep the ones with the little girl over here on together. And I'm going to cover up some of my little hill there, I think. We'll see how this goes. And then I have a vertical or a portrait, however you'd like to say that, of them right here. And I think I want that in here. Then I went ahead and on my own, I just lined up some paper and some ruler and did some cutting. I've got something on one of my papers here. And made these little trees, faux trees, if you will, by myself. And I'm thinking I want them kind of over in here. Let's see how that goes. We'll have to play around with that. Then I want to do kind of the same treatment over in here to mimic the other side and bring those same papers over. I want to kind of keep, you know, some things going on up there. And I cut these trees out of, pulling it over here, the Decorative Trees collection. And I've forgotten the name of this color of this paper, but let me show you what I've done. And I recently gave these to some of my team members. I've gone ahead and made paper stacks so I know what colors these are, so I can list it down below for you, all of you. Let me see if I can find this one really fast. Probably those of you who've been with Stampin' Up forever are like, Susan, it's just this color. Anyways, I've cut those out of that paper collection. And I'm thinking I kind of want to overlap some of these, and I may bring one of these over. I'm not sure. And then what I did at the same time I cut those out, I'm over here pulling some of my toys that I've cut. My dies. What I've done is I've cut out of that same scrapbook set or die and stamp set. I've cut these out of some gold glitter, and I had to run these through on my cutting machine a couple times, I think 2 or 3 times, and I have a machine that goes back and forth. It's an electric machine. which, by the way, my next video will be covering my favorite things for Christmas. So if you want to give someone your Christmas list, you can show them my video, and then the next day will be full of stocking stuffers if you have a crafter that you want to buy for, or again, if you want to send it on to someone that's buying you gifts and has no idea what to buy. Anyways, this is something that you would need to run through your machine a couple times, and then I very gingerly popped out the pieces on this because the foil isn't always easy to cut, but I was able to accomplish it. Sitting here watching TV, I was able to do that. So I had cut out a couple of those, and let me see if I can find my other ones. So that just brings a little bit of that glitter that's in this paper here. It brings it over to the trees. Then in my snowflake die and stamp set, I punched out quite a few of these different snowflakes. And I tried them first in white and silver. Let me show you the difference. Here's a white one, or a silver one. And here was a white one, and let me show you the difference here. This one actually has a lot of, it's kind of an iridescent, some pinks in there and some purples you can see. So that was that one. There is that silver, and then here is the gold. My instinct was to go with the white because of the paper, but it just didn't, in my opinion, didn't look right. I wanted to pick up the gold that's in this picture in the foiling. So that is why I went with these. So somehow I want to do, I think 3 over here, and I'm missing a smaller one. Let me see. I don't want them to look like they're, you know, in the tree or part of the tree, just kind of sprinkling over it. Let's see. I kind of like that. Then one more of the dies that are in that tree set is this one. Hopefully you can see that. It's pretty tiny. It's pretty detailed. I like how understated it is, if you will. So maybe we can bring that in there like that. Let's see what that looks like. Then over in here, I should have, here we go, one more snowflake, and I might want to bring those down just a little to kind of marry all this together. This one I think needs a little bit of space on it. All right, then, and I think it's the reindeer collection where we have these poinsettia leaves. And what I wanted to do here is I want to take a, let's do a, oh my goodness, you guys, you're not gonna believe what I just did. I flipped all of my cuts out onto the floor. Anyways, we'll put those off screen here. And we'll pick them up that are still on my lap. So what I'm wanting to do on these is I'm wanting to roll the leaves quite a bit. So I'm just taking a pencil and kind of dragging it underneath, kind of like what you do when you're curling ribbon, when you're wrapping gifts, you know, that really fun ribbon you can run your finger or your scissors through and kind of do a bend to it. That's what I'm doing with these leaves. I wanted some movement in them. And I believe this die is in the reindeer collection. Again, I'll link that below. So, and I've gone ahead and I've cut 3 of these. And I think what I want to do is I'm going to put them all together so the leaves kind of are showing on, you know, each one of them gets to shine a little. They're going to overlap just a little. But I think that gives that some life. And I think what I'm wanting to do is I may put that right there, not quite sure yet. And what I want to do is bring in 3 of these, and again, these are one of the dies in the sets that I've mentioned. And there's a berry, and I'm not sure this is how, you know, poinsettias are, and that's how I say it, always raised that way. I have 3 of these leaves, and I want to hook them or glue them underneath these berries like this. One of them has got, somehow the die cut went wrong. My fault. Probably I laid it too close to my other die cuts that I was doing, and I've cut it off just a little, but I think it just gives it a little bit more organic look. So there's that, and I think this is too much here. So maybe I'll come over in here with it. I think I might like that. Let me see, I'm gonna take a break here and see what I have dropped on the floor. All right, I'm back, and I'm fiddling around some more with my trees. What I've done here is I've used the deer die cuts, and I'm gonna pull those out and explain to you a little bit of how they work in case you haven't done them. They're so cute. Everyone's using them. So you have 3 pieces that makes the deer. You have this piece, by the way, there's the poinsettia, so that was in this set, and you have this piece. And here's the berries that I also used. Here's a bow that you'll see that I've used, and a wreath, and I've also used the fern here, which you just saw me use on the poinsettia. So this is the way the deer works, and you can do it any way you want, but this is how it layers up. So this is the back piece. So that's what you would layer down first or put down. Then you have, I'm messing things up over here. Then you have this piece. So this piece is not the one with the U. The U piece, which is this one, comes last. And you just layer them like that. So you'll line up the bottom and the sides. Don't worry that the top part doesn't match. And then you're going to use this piece, and again, match it up down here. Don't worry about the top. And that's the way those pieces come together. And that is what I've come up with here. And I want it to be a little different. So I decided to add a gold sparkly layer. What the heck, right? You can do whatever you want. So what I've done here, and I thought this would be cute for this little family of 3, is I wanted to do something like this. And I've just noticed that I'm missing a wreath, so it's probably on the floor. I'm gonna have to go look for it. But with all 3 of these, what I wanted to do was add a wreath to them and a bow to again bring that cherry cobbler in. And then I have a couple more deer that I've cut out. And I thought that'd be kind of cute, just sticking out over here as like a little surprise, like they're, you know, a little spying on us. So there's that. Now I have one more wreath, and I have 2 more bows here that I've cut out. And those eventually are going to go over these little deer's necks. And I had cut out one more little tree on my own. I'm not sure I'm going to use it. I'm not sure about this whole side. So let me do some gluing down and putting things where I want them for sure. And the things that I'm in question with, I will come back and we'll do it together. I think I've got everything glued down, and I'll just kind of go over a few things with you. I did end up popping up this reindeer and his wreath, and this little guy I decided to put over in here. He's playing, you know, a little peekaboo outside of the trees. We have a picture here. This tree is popped up on foam dots, and this one I think I just mentioned. And everything else I think went down with no issues over here. It is a little hard to get some of these tiny snowflakes down. I did use liquid glue. I can see some things popping up, so I'm gonna have to go back and touch that up a little. So that's that side. And what I failed to mention too earlier is when you're doing these tearing of papers, you kind of want to make the sides sort of, they don't match up identical, but match up here so it looks like one continuous piece. And over here, I did take these two trees and I bumped them up on some foam dots. I have a little guy playing peekaboo over here. And then I did decide to put my poinsettia over there. Obviously, I don't think this is appropriate with some green leaves in it, but I wanted to have it pop up. You know, whatever. There could be some ferns in there when you do a decoration, right? Or hang it on your front door. So anyways, that's it. When I am done completely here, I'm going to put a little, not title down here, but just the date that it was. And I like to put some of the ages of people, mainly children that were in the photos, just so years down the road when someone's looking, they'll know who's in the photos and appropriate ages, like I said, with the children, because they grow up so fast. Boy, I sound like a grandma. I am a proud grandma. So anyways, there's my pages for today. And like I said, my next video is going to be of items that I would suggest buying for Christmas if you're looking for something to buy for someone, or you want to share a list with someone that's looking to buy you something. Or the next following day will be things that you can put in someone's stocking stuffer. And these will be things that you can get prior to Christmas if you're kind of stuck. So look for that video, and I would love to hear from you down below in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope you will. And I want to thank you sincerely for joining me. And go and have a great day. Happy holidays. Bye-bye.
Christmas lights are shining oh so bright everywhere in this little town on this special night. And here we are in the car on our way back home to be with those